and welcome to a brand new video for Studio One 5. Today we're gonna see an improved feature that exists in Studio One 5. We can see that feature in the previous versions, but not how it works in Studio One 5. So what happens in Studio One 5? We're talking about that feature over here. If you go to your mix button on the far right corner and you click below the instrument, you click the show scenes or console, it comes up with that box over here. So that show scenes option, you can find it in other versions of Studio One, but in Studio One 5 has been improved with more features. And what you can do with that is that you can have different versions of your mixer, and you can work around different mixes on the same song without the need of save different versions. So like version 1, version 2, so you might end up with like 10 different saves of the same song with different mixes. So what you can have, but you can also choose the recall options of that console view. I'm using that. I'll show you what I mean by that. So I have created here a few views. Let's say I click on drums and I can see only my drums, and I click acoustic guitars and I see only my acoustic guitars because I've chosen the visibility option over here. Okay, so if you click, so let's go and have a look. So if I choose, as you see here, full option, you can choose that. So by clicking on the left hand side, so you have your stems. So let's see how we can do that. So you import your stems on your session and you're ready to mix, okay? And you end up with something like that. All right. And you want to clear, you want to have only the acoustic guitar. So my purple is my intro guitars. Okay, so this is the song from my band called Fire, from my band In Phase. So let's clear the acoustic guitar. Let's solo the acoustic guitars and have a look how they sound like. Okay. Okay. Great, but you see, while in the Vox intro, there's a Vox part over here, there's a vocal part over here, a vocal part over here, and the vocal part over here that plays along the acoustic part. So I can do something. So I wanna make a scene that I can listen to only the. So I'm gonna remove that. I'm gonna remove the high gain guitars. I'm gonna remove the lead guitars. Everything else, I'm gonna remove my FXs. So I'm gonna have, in my view right now, as I have the visibility options enabled, I have only the acoustic guitars and my vocals. As you see, I use many colors. That this helps me a lot to identify where I am while I'm mixing. So I know that my vocals are always purple. My acoustic guitars are always like that kind of pinky, whatever that is. My high gain guitars are green, my drums are always blue, and my FXs are always yellow. So pick up your own colors and try to experiment a bit. My bass is always yellow over here as well. So I want to save that scene now, okay? I have the visibility option, so I can click on plus, and I can put like intro scene, okay, for example, and I can click OK. So now I have my intro scene, and these two are always there. Now I can choose more options like volume. So let's say that this is the okay, and let's say that I want to have volume, pan, mute, insert, sense as an option for whatever happens in my scenes. So let's see that in my intro scene, I have all these enabled. So I think that in that particular scene, I'm gonna leave that as is, okay? And I'm gonna update the scene. So every changes you make, you have to update the scene. So I'm gonna update the scene and I'm gonna create another scene. Okay, so I'm gonna create like intro scene Vox 2. Okay, where in that scene I need to drop the vocal bass by like quite dramatically, like 12 dB, and I'm gonna update that scene. Okay, so let's have a listen how that sounds like. First, you see that it's loading, and when I'm jumping down to the second, you see the change is happening to the vocal bass. So you have two different mixes for the same scene, but it reflects only to the change that is happening on the vocal bass that we just saved. Nothing else. Okay, everything else stays intact. Okay, and that's how it works. So you have the same song with the same mix. Well, almost the same, because the change is happening on the vocal bass. Although if you disable every volume or pan or mute change, okay, and you remove that scene and leave it as the way that I like to work with that visibility recall option, okay, what I do is I like to have separate views of my stems over here. So I have one view for my drums, one view for my acoustic guitars, one view for my electric guitars, a full view for my whole thing, for my whole mix. Okay, you see it's color coded and nice and fit together. One view for my vocals, okay, one view for my lead guitars or whatever, and one view for my bass. So there are too many different options, and the workflow, everything can be fitted to your workflow. So I suggest that you can play with it. Don't forget to right click and update the scene on every change that you make. And don't forget to email me or send me a message on YouTube or my social media regarding any questions that you want, any questions that you have, or whatever you want to see next. So yeah, that was the new improved show scenes and record options in Studio One 5, and I'll see you on the next video. Cheers.